Hi, so we're finally back. We've been away for the last 2 weeks and running free training clinics around a couple of states. And these guys have all been in kennels. So it's really nice to have these ferals back. And got the usual, just top up their training after they've been in a kennel for 2 weeks, getting away with murder. But, you know, so far they're okay, I guess. This is a Kuma, and look, while we're away, I put up a couple of really quick videos of just my dogs doing a look away, don't look command. I have often had multiple commands for an action, so or command words for an action. So the look away is called look away or don't look. And I got a lot of messages of people asking me why I taught it and how I taught it. Well, the main reason that I taught it was simply to teach dogs to look away from something. When dogs eyeball something, it's generally either aggression or they're becoming overstimulated, or it's the eyeballing is the first step in the sequence of events that make up, or sections that make up, a prey drive. So you start with eyeballing, you end up with consumption. So what you always want to do is get in on the eyeballing. The moment they start eyeballing, stop it. Now I could just teach them. They have the focus where they look up at me, or they have a focus which is a neutral focus where they don't have to look at me, they simply have to stop what they're doing and then obey the following command. I don't like walking dogs and having dogs craning their neck looking at me like a bunch of tosswallops. For me, I'm out on the walk, I want to enjoy myself, and I want the dogs to enjoy it for. That's why we're out on the walk. We're not out in the show being all prissy and strutting our stuff. We're just out for a walk, and I don't want the dogs crammed up like this, looking like idiots. I want them to enjoy what I'm enjoying, and that's what it's about. So I just taught them a look away or don't look command. So how I did it, Kuma, sit, was several ways, and some of it depends on the dogs. I try to use what dogs do naturally and incorporate a command into that. So if they do something to sit, and I notice that as a pup, I'll do that. For these guys, I taught them all bow as they stretched. So every time they got up from sleep, they stretch, I just teach them a bow, so now they bow. I just incorporated that into something they do all the time. Alright, so with this, that was simply, for this guy, was just a lure. Yes, good boy. And then I either brought it back to the centre, or he got it released there. Yes, good boy. Alright, so it depended on what I do. I like to have it out here and release, and back here. Alright? And then once he got the hang of that, I just go, don't look. And I bring it back. Hold the treat so they can chew on it, nibble at it, but they can't get it. And then you can control them this way with the same treat. Really important when you've got a puppy to be able to do this and to lure. Alright, just with the one treat, and that way you're not filling them up, but you're getting to work for you. Alright, so just bring it around. Don't look, whatever command you're going to use. Good. Kuma. Don't look. Yes, good boy, and you can bring it back. So I like to release it here, bring it back and release it. It just teaches them a little bit different. They get covered in slobber here. Good boy. Okay, off you go. Tenchi, up. Kuma. Down. Tenchi, sit. Tenchi, sit. Down. Sit. Tenchi, sit. Down. I just like screwing with him. Okay, so Tenchi was the same thing. He is really high prey. A really high prey driven dog. He is horrible. You've seen, if you've watched the impulse walking training videos, you've seen him in action and you've seen his prey drive and you can see the ability I have to control him now, but that took 3 years. He really is that good, or bad, depending on which way you want to look at it. I like the prey driving a dog. I like a driven dog. So I like a high drive dog. They work for you really, really, really well. But, you know, there's downsides to it, and that is it takes a lot of training. Alright, so, but this guy is through the roof, but I would teach him the same. And it's the same thing. It's having the dog, teaching the dog from the day one to follow the hand. Alright, and again, you just control the food. Don't let them actually get to it. So they just come at it this way. And I build food drive into all of my dogs. So they're very food driven. So when I want to teach them something, it just becomes easy. Okay, look away. Good boy. Alright, so again, he was taught the same way. Just bring him around and then release it back this way. Good boy. Or bring it around and release it that way. Alright, and then good. And then just the command. Don't look. Good boy. And then release it. Alright? So that's how I taught it there. KG! Timmy! Happy? Good. Tension down. Good. 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 Alright, Koji had a natural thing that when I was teaching, I have an auto leave it, a silent leave it, so I don't have to say anything. I just put the treat out or the food out or the meat out, it doesn't matter what I put out. And his natural thing was to look away from it after a few seconds. So as I started extending time on it, he would naturally look away, just like that. So whenever you get a dog that wants to have something natural, utilize it. It makes training really easy. And it's just about watching your dog, understanding your dog, knowing your dog. And when you know these little things, you incorporate them into your training, and it makes training so super easy. And it really is. To teach this to a normal dog sometimes takes time. But if you've got a dog, look away. Yes, good boy, Ted. You got a dog that does that. The trick's already done. All you've got to do now is associate the command word with a natural movement. That's it. Makes it really simple. So if you go to do this and your dog looks away, Koji, look away. Yes, good boy. Incorporate it. Alright, it took me about a minute to teach him this to start with. Because he already had the motion in there, and I simply had to pick up, associate the word with that motion. So he does this naturally. Look away. And this just helps it. Yes, good boy. Alright, so I hope that helps. It's just a little quick video. And, hello. And we're really happy to be back with the dogs. So we're just doing lots of fun things with the dogs at the moment. Hope it helps. We've got a few videos and that coming out soon. A few more behavioural documents on the way. Best of luck to you all.